Mitchell, it's all part of the plan. Just be part of the plan. Drink the Kool-Aid, baby. It's going to be okay. LeBron's got it.
All right. And with that, welcome back to the Moorpark Reporter Sportcast. As always, I am your host, your editor, and your everything, Dominic D'Amico. And with me, we have another new contender, but we'll get to him in a second because first we got Danny Stepanovich, Sports Desk Editor Extraordinaire. We got Kennedy Collier, staff writer, returning this week. Our last newcomer, Leonard Cardellino, and our new challenger for the week, approaching out of the shadow and into the shadow of our sportcast. I mean, it's not like we cast a big light. Hunter Deniaud. How we all doing?
We doing good, Dom. You really carried that intro there. We appreciate that. And welcome, Hunter, to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Well, I mean, sometimes people just got to do some carrying. I mean, somebody's got to carry the Lakers after Anthony Davis and LeBron are injured. But, we're moving on from that because we're going to talk first about NCAA March Madness. Now, from what I hear, it's been mad. There's been some upsets. Rumblings are happening, shaking up the very foundation of college basketball. So tell me about it.
Guys, I don't know where to start, to be honest. I mean, this was just such a fun weekend. We missed this last year, and I totally forgot what March Madness was like. Like, I totally forgot the crazy upsets. I missed it. This is like one of the best weekends in sports all year. I was a fool this year. I picked like all 1 seeds to go to the Final Four. I got 3 or 4 are still alive, but I don't know where to start, guys. I mean, I kind of want to start smashing the Big Ten. I mean, Illinois this morning lost to Loyola Chicago, just a total no-show. And Purdue lost to North Texas. I really thought Purdue was going to make a push. I know they got a lot of freshmen, but I was really disappointed in Purdue. I really like Jaden Ivey. He's just a stud. And then Ohio State lost to Oral Roberts. Like, what is going on? Tomorrow we'll find out if Michigan can take down LSU, which I kind of like LSU there. I mean, they have like 3 guards who could put up 30 points, and then Oregon tomorrow against Iowa. I'm repping the Ducks right now, but this Big Ten just has not shown out. They were supposed to be the best conference by far, and they're just all getting taken down. And then the Pac-12, who gets trashed all year long, is like 6-0. This is March Madness, and what a fun way to just cap off an ugly weekend with the Lakers. We'll get into that later, I guess.
Well, Danny, if you're looking for anyone to give respect to the Pac-12, just I don't hold your breath, please, because you might die. Yeah, this has been a crazy March Madness. I've been enjoying it. I've been watching a lot. I'm just happy that Wisconsin got eliminated because I hate Wisconsin in every single sport that they do. They're just there to get in your way and be Wisconsin. A lot of upsets. I'm kind of over Sister Jean for Loyola Chicago. She kind of makes it all about herself. Is it about the kids playing basketball, or is it about the 102-year-old woman? Who's winning the basketball game, Sister Jean? It's not you. I'm over Sister Jean.
I don't know. I feel like I'd love to see her cross someone up and break their ankles.
If anyone's ankles are getting broken, it's hers.
Leonard, save me.
Yeah, biggest 2 standouts for me were Ohio and Loyola Chicago. I think with Sister Jean, obviously she's not like getting them the wins, but she does give them a level of high spirit and motivate them more to, get those upsets. And then with Ohio, big standout in Jason Preston. And they haven't been to March Madness since 2012. He came up big against Virginia with 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. So that was a big standout for me.
The upsets have been pretty shocking so far. I was watching Syracuse earlier, and Buddy Boeheim was hitting like 3 left and right, and Joe Girard as well. They knocked off West Virginia, and Bob Huggins just won his 1,000th game prior in the first round. So that was pretty surprising to me. Also, Rutgers, I thought was going to win it earlier today, and they kind of blew it to Houston on a tip-in that kind of brought the lead back, and they got an and one on that. Overall, just a lot of shockers. I'm also surprised with UCLA as they played like in a play-in game. They won that game. They won their last, and it kind of represents us because they have a player from Camarillo, Jaime Jaquez Jr. So I used to play against him, and he's kind of representing the Ventura area, which I think is kind of cool.
I'm glad you brought up UCLA Hunter. I played against Jaquez also. He dropped 50 on us and lost.
Bro, he can jump out the gym.
Yeah, he dropped 50 on us and took an L. So I'm not a big Camarillo fan, but I mean UCLA, they ended the season terribly.
Yeah.
And then for them to come out and just take down BYU, a great offensive team, that definitely surprised me. I feel bad for not taking them in my bracket. Did you have them pulling off the upset?
No, I had them losing to BYU as well.
Dang.
Hunter, what was your biggest surprise?
Illinois. I was really high on Kofi Coburn and Oya Deuce. I don't want to say his last. I don't want to butcher it, but the guard. I thought they're gonna be really well. I thought Kofi Coburn's like a mini kind of Shaq. I thought he'd dominate down low, and them losing was like pretty shocking to me. That was probably the biggest one so far.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Now, I guess we're going back to where we kind of started. You know, making a joke earlier, but LeBron James, King James, you know, slipped and he's hurt. What's up with that?
I'm checking the score right now. They're playing the Suns, and they're losing by 15.5. They're currently third place in the West, so I realistically can see them slipping to the 6th spot because the Clippers, Trailblazers, Nuggets are behind them. I can see them all going on a roll. I don't see the Spurs or Mavericks passing Lakers the next coming weeks, but I think it's a big blow. It could be really good for the development of Kyle Kuzma, though. Give him his time to shine, and we saw how he looked in the summer league in his first year when he had the ball in his hands. So, and overall, it could help him develop his game and then a shot in the playoffs, give him some more confidence. But obviously, not having LeBron James and AD, 2 top 10 players, top 5 arguably, is a big blow. But I'll give a chance for the guys to, you know, prove themselves and come as a unit.
Yeah, I would say that definitely the young guns have to step up with Taylor Horton-Tucker and Kyle Kuzma. They got to come up big for them to, you know, not slide too far out of the standings. For LeBron's injury, obviously we don't know the severity. We don't know if he'll need surgery. But I know that this past season in football, Michael Thomas had a very similar injury with a high ankle sprain. And it took him, I think, about like 2 months to come back. So ideally, if that's about the timeline, it'll take him out of the rest of the regular season and he'll come back ready for the playoffs, like just in time. So that's something to look for, whether or not he'll need surgery or not. Obviously, with him being 36, it could be a little tougher. Obviously, he's one of the toughest dudes in the league, but we'll have to see how he recovers from it for sure.
LeBron James is one of those Tom Brady-like athletes that the older he gets, the more resilient he is, and you can never really guess what the heck is going to happen with him. This is like the second time in his career that he's been legitimately hurt. I think, was it 2 years ago when his first year at the Lakers and he pulled his groin? That was his first real big injury. And now you have this one. Leonard's right. As he gets older, we're probably going to see more of these injuries. But yeah, again, Leonard hit the nail on the head. Surgery is the big key. If they need it, the Lakers are done. If he doesn't, I mean, they're in third in the West right now, so they have a lot of room to fall. I don't think LeBron James cares if he has home court advantage or not. I don't think it matters to him. I think he'll win no matter what. So yeah, the Lakers have bought themselves some time. What time or how long is Anthony Davis supposed to be out? When is he returning, Danny? Do you know?
He's supposed to return at the end of this week. So
I feel like Anthony Davis, once he comes back and if he remains healthy, he can hold the ship. He can at least stop the leaks a little bit while LeBron gets healthy and, you know, back in time for playoffs. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think you brought it up, Kennedy. It just depends when AD comes back. I mean, they've been pushing back his timetable the past who knows how long, but it's supposed to be this Friday. I don't know the exact date, but it just depends if AD can hold down the fort. If AD and LeBron is out, I honestly like the next man up mentality, but I mean, Kyle Kuzma, Montrezl Harrell, come on guys, let's be real.
Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah.
If he's your next man up, you're in trouble.
And that's what I'm saying. So, you know, I'm kind of scared if they fall to like a playing game to play the Jazz first round. I mean, that's scary to me. You don't think that's gonna happen, Kennedy?
Oh no, it could happen, but it's scary. What have you ever been scared of the Utah Jazz? Never.
I think
Ever.
okay, I'm not scared of Utah Jazz. I just mean playing them first round. For LeBron to go, I mean that might go 7 games, and then what? He'll play the Suns next round, and then he'll play Clippers Western Conference Finals. I'm just saying that could be 4 series in a row where it could go to 7 games. I just don't like the chances of AD staying healthy throughout that time frame. I mean, to ask AD to play 21 games plus in a row, let's be real, guys. I mean, he could get injured the day he comes back. So I'm definitely worried a little bit, but I guess we'll just find out when AD comes back. That's what it really is.
You'll probably see the Lakers lose to the good teams and beat the really bad teams to kind of just give AD that break. So they'll keep their winning percentage above 500, hopefully. But yeah, don't expect them to lose to, the Nets, the Clippers, the Bucks, going forward, because they're just going to give AD just a little break.
Yeah, another question too is like when AD comes back, like are they going to play him the way they were playing him, or is it going to be less minutes and he's on a limited time span in the games? So that's going to be interesting to see if they fully play him, or if it's going to be like maybe he comes off the bench, to start right away. It depends on if he's 100% and how soon they bring him back.
I guess the question I want to ask then is, say LeBron comes back, but he's not 100%. Do you think they beat out the Nets to take the championship? Do you think they go deep in the playoffs, or like if they get him back, but he's not 100?
If LeBron James can beat the Warriors down 3-1 in the finals, then anything's possible with LeBron.
All right, there we go. But now, Hunter, you've had it too easy, my man. I let you start off with NCAA, let you talk about the bracket busters, and let you talk about LeBron. But now the focus is coming on you. All right. So I asked Leonard last week what his 3 most trash, overrated NBA teams were. And I'm going to ask you the same thing.
Number 1, I'm probably going to go with Denver Nuggets currently, because I don't think they have a wing defender to stop LeBron in the playoffs or KD. I think Nikola Jokic is great, but I don't see them going as far because Jeremy Grant was a big piece for them. I mean, he averaged 20-10. He was their number 1 perimeter defender last year. Also, the Knicks, I feel like they've won a lot of easy games this year so far. I mean, they've improved, but they're 60 in the East right now, so I don't really think that's going to go very far. I think the 76ers are solid. I'm just looking down the teams right now. Also, I think the Suns are overachieving a little bit. I'm a big Phoenix Suns fan. I like Monty Williams a lot. I like the culture that Chris Paul has brought. But to be a second seed, I think it's just a regular season thing. I see them easily being a second-round bounce, probably because they're unexperienced. I love Devin Booker, but I do think that their numbers are kind of overachieving.
Hunter, no Clipper shots in there? What's going on with that?
I think the Clippers are a little sneaky. I think Luke Kennard is absolute trash this year. He's running cardio out there for the whole game when he gets out there. Luke Kennard's bad. But I think the Clippers will sneak up on a team or two this year. I think they've seen improve in the playoffs. They'll come around. I don't like Clippers at all. I don't want them to win. But out of every team in the West, as a Laker fan, that's the team I'm most scared of with the experience and who they have. So, yeah.
Will the Clippers get to the Western Conference Finals?
I think so. I mean, who do you think beats them, in your opinion?
I think the Suns could. I think the Jazz could. I wouldn't say Lakers right now because we're injured, but
yeah,
there's definitely a couple teams in there.
All right. Well, it sounds like you're a Lakers fan, and that's boring, so I'm switching sports. I want to know, aside from basketball, what's your sport of choice, and what is your prediction for who's going to take the World Series in baseball this year?
I like football a lot. I'm a big football guy, but I also do follow baseball. This is going to sound very biased, but I think the Dodgers are going to win it. I think the Padres are good. I also think the White Sox are a really good sleeper team as well. They're pretty deep. They got a lot of young players as well. But I think if you look at the Dodgers, hand down, like from 1 to 9 or 1 to 8, whatever, Gavin Lux, if he can produce at second base, I think he'd be really important. The pitching staff is good. Bringing in Trevor Bauer just adds, extra depth. And I mean, we're coming off a World Series, so now we know the players have like experience with how to play in the postseason. So that's my prediction.
I mean, Lakers and Dodgers, I guess I should have seen that coming. But it's okay because Dodger dogs are overrated. And that is all the time we have for today. So remind me, I need to know your guys' names and where our devoted viewers can find you on social media.
Danny Stepanovich. You can find me on social media at DStepanovich, Twitter and Instagram. I'll be watching my Ducks take down the Iowa, whatever, Hawkeyes or whatever they're called.
Leonard Cardellino. You can find me Leonard Cardellino, no spaces and no caps on social media.
You can find me at Hunter Deniaud, which is my name, basically name, social media, and I also have a sports account. It's B2B.sports on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. And I'll be watching March Madness, seeing my bracket get completely busted this weekend.
Atta kid. Kennedy, take us home.
You'll find me on Twitter at Kennedy C. Collier, and you'll also find me putting an embarrassing amount of money into cryptocurrency.
Hope it works out. Bye.